Right, to finish up the notes from yesterday, we start at finding the area using trapezoid area of a trapezoid. So instead of look at the graph, look at the function. Now they've given us a table. So let's recall the area of trapezoid is 1/2 times height, base 1 plus base 2. Okay, so in this case, what you can do is that we can graph these points so that we can imagine what is the graph. So we can do 0, 2, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 12. And 0 is 33, so that's the first one. 2 is 25. This is 25, 27, 13, 21, somewhere here. 10 is 5, so it should be here. And 12 is about 9. So we can see these would be the point, these would be the trapezoid, that if you can use your imagination, that would be, we're going to end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trapezoid. The only difference for this one is when with the table, we notice that the height of each trapezoid is different. They're not the same. So we can look at the graph, or let's practice look at using the table and thinking about in terms of the height and in terms of base 1 and base 2. So for area, we know the 1/2 going to be the same, so I will factor that out. And everything else we can look at, or what we can do is, actually we can keep it in just so that you can see. So first one, notice if you look at the height, right? The first one is from 0 to 2 is 2. So the first height is 2. And then base 1 and base 2. So look at base 1, the height is 33. And base 2, if you look at this one, is the next one, which is 25. So notice the height is the change in the x values. The base is the change in the y values. So the first one is the first y values, and then base 2 is the second y values. So we can look at this, and then we can find that information using the table. So the height will be the change in the x value, which gives us the height. And then for the base 1 and base 2 will be the two y values from this table. Okay, so now we can do the second trapezoid, so which is 1/2. So the change in here would be 3. Base 1, so now we can solve base 1 and base 2 would be 25 plus 27, right? Over here, 25 and 27. So that's the second trapezoid. So notice base 2, if you look at this, base 2 of the first trapezoid, we can use the same thing. It's also the same base of the second one. And then now we can look at another base. So this is base 2. Then we can call this one is base 2. Right. So now we can do the next one. Okay, so the change from 5 to 6 would be 1, and the two y values from that one would be 2 plus 13. Then we do the next trapezoid, which is 1/2. The change from 6 to 9 is 3, and then we use the two y values at the base, so 13 plus 21. Then I'm doing the next trapezoid, which is 1/2. from 9 to 10. So that's the height would be 1. The two base that we looked at is 21 and 5. And then one last one, which is, I'm going to write it down here. So 1/2. The base, the change in the height is 2. Base 1 is 5, and base 2 would be 9. So this one is the last trapezoid. So we add them together. Let's see, if we add them, that would give us 39 over 10, or we change it to decimal, it's about 3.9 mile. Okay, so for this one, in order to understand this problem, is that if it's helpful for you to draw the graph, then we can draw it out. What you need to do is plot the point and then start thinking about which one, if you can turn the graph around sideways or however that would help you. So you can see that if the graph is which one is the base, which one is the height, which one is base 1, which one is base 2, and how, if you, let's go back to this one, I just want to make sure that you pay attention to this, is the two trapezoid that next each other, there is one side that they share, that one base. So it's okay for us to use that one again. That is why if you look for the table, if you look at the table, I'm using the number like 25, I use this twice because that's the base for the first trapezoid, but it's also the base for the second trapezoid. Same thing with number 21, right? I'm using it for the second trapezoid, but also it's the same base for the third one. Okay, so if you're going to use a table, make sure that the two end point, these two end, is we use once, but anything else in the middle, that's the one we end up using twice, for the reason is the trapezoid share the base in the middle. Okay, all right, hopefully this would help. If you have any questions, please post question on Edmodo or send Ms. Conan and I an email. So tomorrow, Monday, we will assign homework based on these questions, and Tuesday we will have that homework quiz on 4.3 and 4.6. So if you have, again, any questions, send us an email or post questions on Edmodo. See you Monday.